ridiculous if you're looking at him in terms of the fit for the 49ers 100%. Agree, big fan of what he can do there, with his mobility, with his power. I think you can clean up some things, but when you have Trent Williams as a mentor on that squad, and you also have like Don Puny, who's had success, like there are guys who you can model your game after and improve. I really, really like that move for San Fran, is something that I have not done. It's good to have that nice breath of fresh air. Cowboys getting genty. Well, we have all these fresh picks here. We're going to get a little bit of a stale one. And that is okay. Sometimes old is gold. And that's what Ashton Genty is to the Cowboys' high-level player. I mean, I would not be surprised to see him go higher than this. He's a quality back, and we're seeing right now in the NFL, if you have a completed offensive line, an elite running back can cover for a world of hurt, including a quarterback that doesn't even have over 3,000 passing yards. But this is not a Jalen Hurts Rast show. But regardless, Ash and Genty to the Cowboys would be fantastic. Miami Dolphins go Kelvin Banks at 13. I pray to the Lord that Greer allows this to happen. I think, to be fair, looking at what the Dolphins did with Patrick Paul, I worry that they won't appreciate Kelvin Banks's foundation, and they'll focus a lot on athleticism because I think Patrick Paul was, for his size, he was very athletic. He was a very unique project player, and you're essentially going to be giving up on him. If you truly believe he's a pure tackle, he's super young, Kelvin Banks, and, I just have a bit of a worry with his athleticism. That's my thing. He's my tackle 7, which is ballsy as all hell. But, again, I have some guys who probably are going to be in-tier offensive linemen. So, in terms of actual guys who'd probably end up staying at tackle, he's like tackle 4. That's relatively reasonable, but I just have some guys that I really, really like. You can see like Wyatt Milam. He was actually tackle 11 for me. I take that back. But, you guys don't see him at 27. I have Gray Zell, who I absolutely adore. But continuing on, got the Colts going. Baron J's fantastic. I heard that Matt Miller was saying he's better than Malachi Starks. I'm not going to be the one to complain about that. In the correct role, I think I went Jot Barron for the Colts as well. In the right role, I think is going to be fantastic. Elite zone IQ, he's someone who could command space very well, probably not going to have a big measurable. But he is really, really good. If he goes as high as this, I'm not going to complain, especially to the Colts. I could totally see the vision for him, and so I'm not going to complain at all, I would say. He would definitely be a defensive back over a corner, but I would never take him over Will Johnson, but Will Johnson would have to slip because of medicals. But we'll see what the explanation is. Shout out, by the way, to, these quick explanations, they're not going to be super thorough. Of course, they're freaking 2 to 3 lines. But I do appreciate the fact that, sometimes there's just some BS that people put down on certain other sites, CVS. But I do think that, when you have something like this is a very good summation of what he does well. And, of course, there's plenty of other times to talk about the criticism. So I do like that quite a bit, because it's nice not to have to read a full paragraph, and it allows you to probably do it while I yap, but Will Johnson goes with the Falcons at 15. It's incredible. I love him to death. Ooh, there's some questions emerging about tackling in top speed in 2024. Understandable. I just think he's so smart that the IQ mitigates a lot of the athletic concerns. And I think his explosiveness is top tier. Tackling, I'm going to be so... For real, I do think that, even if he's not going to be a top-tier tackler, whoopee, do I mean, again, Like, it's not something that would be make or break. I want my corners to truly cover, and it's going to be a massive plus if they can play the run better. But, I mean, I don't think that Will Johnson should slip this far based on that. But I do understand, hey, if you think he's like a 4.55, 46 kind of guy, you could debate it. But we kind of saw that last year, didn't we? With Kamari Lasser. How did that turn out? Turns out sometimes the tape just doesn't lie. So I think Will Johnson is going to be fantastic. The Falcons somehow do this. I'd be pissed at the Steelers for not trading up. It would get to that point. Arizona Cardinals go at 16. Jalen Walker. People were talking about how they'd be getting some Isaiah Simmons flashbacks. Completely different player. I mean, we're talking about a polished-ass linebacker who could take some edge reps as well, which I think works really well based on the talent that you already have on